Movie review: Silent Corner, with story and screenplay by Creators Pen, directed by Ben Cassie and produced by Achenam Bunabo. This family drama titled Silent Corner with a runtime of 1 hour 55 minutes is available for streaming on YouTube in the producer's channel with same name. Synopsis: when her mother Amaka Jackie Appiah suffers some mental illness due to witnessing a horrific accident in the past, little Kambili Heavenly Dara Osadib would have to rise to the occasion and find a way to fend for herself and her dear mother. Their paths would eventually cross with the strangers, but is there light at the end of the tunnel? Why not find out for yourself? My take: watching this movie gave me mixed emotions. In some parts, it reminded me of classic Nollywood stories like Conspiracy 1999 starring Kamau, Onyeka Onwenu of blessed memory, and others. The style of storytelling here is absolutely brilliant. Loved how it weaved two stories together with a connecting twist in the end. While watching, I kept telling myself hope this story will connect to the other. And when it did, it was such a soothing experience. I smiled actually. Some key aspects of the bigger story, however, appear to have been left out for some reason, regrettably so. Story plot: the story highlights the impact of PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, as portrayed by Jackie Appiah's character Amaka. It tells us that mental illnesses can be managed with medication and adequate medical attention. The plot is, however, not as solid as one would have hoped. Since the movie is centered around mental ill health and triggers, the plot did not take advantage of this area to buttress its point. It tended to have brushed through it, and this was frustrating. Casting: performances. The casting of Jackie Appiah and Dara Osadib is impeccable. This is the second time I believe they'll be playing similar roles of a mentally ill mother and a smart daughter. The first was in the movie When Colors Fade in 2023 by same producer. The duo pulled their weight again in this one and carried the film in the scenes that they appear. Their interpretation of roles is flawless. To be honest, a greater percentage of my overall score for this movie is based on the performances by this too. Not sure if this is the first time Bright Morgan would be featured in a lead role, but I think it's my first time noticing him. It was good to see a French face take his kind of role as Izodinma Uzer, the knight in shining armor. However, his acting skills would need some improvement. I believe he'll get there with time. Prince Nlofar as Nonso did what he does best. Ifeka Doris and Ruthwelt Suori were not so bad, but their parts at first wasn't as catchy as it turned out to be later on. Direction, execution, the approach to storytelling is applaudable. However, the sequencing is not so commendable. Some overly repeated dialogues and prolonged scenes. Consequently, more important scenes were sacrificed. The plot twist in the end is amazing, but overall execution is not as impressive. Technical aspect: lighting appeared to have been poor for the most parts, and this affected the cinematic or visual quality of the film. There was an editing glitch at frame I-427 with a sound that came from nowhere. Audio too wasn't as good. Makeup wasn't so bad, but I don't understand the costuming outfits for some of the actors. More like a mix-up or something. That notwithstanding, the background music was really good. I loved it.